Friends, Romans, countrymen, the people have asked me to review another Caesar episode of Xena Warrior Princess, and I am here to deliver.
Give the people what they want.
So let's travel back to March 1998, when Kate and Leo ruled the box office, before Britney ever sang Hit Me Baby One More Time, and before these tiny demons arrived to haunt my dreams. We're here to check out Season 3, Episode 15, When in Rome.
When in Rome.
Please go on.
Do as the Romans do.
Spoiler alert, as it turns out, the Romans do sort of a lot of murder. Welcome to Warrior Princess Playback! We begin in Gaul, where some Gauls are getting the stuffing knocked out of them by the Romans. This dashing fellow is Vercingetorix, who is not a figure from history as far as I can tell. He's probably based on Vercingetorix, who was the Gaul chieftain defeated by Caesar in the Battle of Alesia, and I reckon they just thought network television needed a name with fewer syllables. This is his wife, who is really badass considering she's only in one scene of this episode. He kisses her goodbye and has her lead everyone off to safety, and we don't get to see her again. Lame. Meanwhile, he stays behind to throw some javelins and buy everyone some time. The Romans capture him in a net and oof! That's got to hurt. With the fighting over and done with, Caesar rides in looking fabulous.
With you, I'm going to secure an empire.
We cut to Syria, where the Romans have just lost a battle under the leadership of Caesar's ally Crassus. I'm pretty sure historically Crassus just died there and that was that. But the Xena universe has other plans for him. Xena throws some swords in as a distraction and the Romans quickly start fighting again. Then she uses the commotion to nab Crassus.
How's your backside, huh?
And what does she want from him, you ask?
I'm gonna trade you for Vercingetorix.
Oh.
You're going up against Caesar. I wouldn't want to miss this for the world.
Oh, I guarantee you're gonna get a front row seat.
They're sailing back to Rome now. Gabrielle brings food for the prisoner, and we get a quick explanation of the triumvirate that Caesar now belongs to, along with Crassus and their mate Pompey.
Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus share control of Rome and its provinces. They hate each other, but they can't live without each other.
Xena snatches his imperial ring so she can prove she has him when she goes to trade for Vercingetorix. Crassus thinks Xena just wants to kill Caesar. Gabby is like...
You're wrong.
And Xena is like...
Take him below, only be careful. He's smart.
Back in Rome, Pompey and Caesar are fighting.
Do and you'll get a civil war.
Oh, what a battle that'd be.
Or maybe they're flirting. It's sort of hard to tell. Before that can go any further, this chubby guard with blood on his face runs
To be honest, sir, we couldn't keep her out. She's unarmed, but she's...
She.
Time for a badass entrance for our heroine.
Possible. How can you This is Rome. You can't...
There's a sentence in there just dying to get out.
Side note, I love how fabulous Pompey is. It feels like the actor playing him was going for mean, sassy gay, but toned it down just enough that it didn't feel like too much.
And who are you?
Pompey the Magnus, short for magnificent. A deserved title, as Caesar knows.
Xena tells Caesar her deal. He wants to see the prisoner, so Gabby stays behind while Xena takes him to the ship. There, he and Crassus growl at each other for a minute, and then Caesar invites Xena to a party.
Whatever it takes. Let's just get this over with.
Then Caesar says this.
Divide and conquer. Your friend is the key.
Gabby, meanwhile, is worried that Xena's secretly plotting to kill Caesar. Xena promises that if everything goes according to plan, the only one who might get hurt is Crassus.
I cannot send a man to his death.
Xena argues that it doesn't matter when the person you're sending is... oh, what's the word?
He's a mass murdering fuckhead.
Yeah, that. Over to the party, and Pompey seems to be wondering if Xena might be a useful ally.
Is she to be trusted? No.
A fanfare begins to play, and Xena gets carried in like the goddess she is. She's beauty, she's grace, she'll spit cherries in your face. Caesar brings out Vercingetorix to show him off, then splashes wine in his face.
I give to you Vercingetorix the Magnus.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Meanwhile, Crassus is trying to get into Gabrielle's head. He tells her he didn't crucify a bunch of innocent people like Xena said, and that in fact he executed the Romans who did it because they went against his orders. Gabby insists that she trusts Xena's plan and goes to bed. Down in the Roman dungeons, Xena lets Vercingetorix know that his wife sent her. She promises to get him out and slyly copies the dungeon key. Nice. Caesar pulls Xena aside to tell her that the red outfit is really doing it for him. She's not subtle in telling him that she isn't interested.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Are we done yet?
Back on the ship, Crassus gets free just in time to get a boot in the face from Xena. She puts the pinch on him while they tie him up again and explains to Gabby that she thinks Caesar has no intention of making the trade and that Vicinix's execution will be moved up. It looks like their only option is to switch Crassus for Vicinix.
Execution will go ahead and Crassus will die.
Gabby's not really okay with that, so they're going to argue about it a bit.
You are making me be a part of murder, and you're being so casual about it.
It's not about being casual. This is about saving a good man.
I think this is such an interesting moral dilemma for Gabrielle, and it is so interesting watching them hash it out.
I'll do my part.
That's a great conflict.
Cut to the next day, and Gabrielle's traveling alone with Crassus. He makes a bolt for it again, so she throws her staff and hits him in the ass. Nice.
I thought you were different from her. I thought you had a regard for life, no matter whose.
Gabrielle explains that she's going to give Crassus his imperial ring so that when he's found in the jail cell, he can identify himself. Side note, I love how often they show Gabby and Xena keeping stuff in their bras. As a woman living in the 21st century, I find this lack of pockets very relatable. Crassus is convinced she means it, so he doesn't make a fuss about drinking whatever this fizzy stuff is. Pompey approaches Xena in private to give her a dagger and tell her in a not very subtle way that she could just kill Caesar.
The knife is a gift. One that will get the owner safely past my army outside Rome.
Out in the street, Gabrielle and a very dopey Crassus have made it into the city, and Gabrielle, ever the theatre kid, pretends to be fighting with her drunk, no-good husband until they both get arrested for disturbing the peace.
Mechanics! Xena sent me.
That night, Caesar is alone in his study, and I'm kind of curious what he needs to weigh on those scales. Xena climbs in through the window with a dagger in her teeth. She sneaks up on Caesar and...
Hello, Xena.
The guards jump her, and Xena goes down surprisingly quickly. Disappointingly quickly. Suspiciously quickly. Caesar throws her in the cell with Vicinix and tells her she'll die right before the execution.
The opening act to my spectacle.
Luckily, Gabrielle is in the next cell because apparently unruly drunks and important prisoners of war all get tossed in the same place. She throws Xena the key and it's time to get to work.
Call a guard.
Guard, there's something you should know about this woman.
What?
Seems she has a key.
Outside in the arena, Caesar is basking in the adoration of the crowd. He casually tosses out Pompey's dagger to let Pompey know that he knows. Awkward. The guards fetch Xena and bring her out to the arena. Ooh, that rhymes. Caesar presents her to the crowd as an enemy of Rome, and I think we all know where this is headed.
Are you not entertained?
Two men on horses come out and start riding past her. She goes to do some epic wire work, but lands on her face, and I'm not really sure why. What was she trying to do? Down below, Gabrielle and Vicinix are getting ready to make a break for it, but there's one thing Gabrielle has to do first.
When the guards see it, they'll know that it's him.
Vicinix has a problem with that.
Crassus personally ordered the massacre. I found my niece crucified. She told me before she died.
Back outside, Xena's doing her best not to get turned into a Xena kebab. She snatches a spear off one of them and throws it, but misses and gets it lodged in the wall. Then the other one hits her with his flail. Ooh, right in the boob mail. The crowd goes wild, yeah. Then she gets caught in a net and dragged around for a bit. I feel like someone on the stunt team really liked showing off with this trick in Series 3 because this is the second time we've seen it this episode, and it definitely shows up in other episodes as well. She escapes the net just in time to avoid another skewer attempt, and her "Now I'm Really Mad" music starts to play as she pulls this man off his horse. Scratch that! She pulled the horse off its legs! Holy crap, Xena! Is that the SmackDown of the week? I think that's got to be the SmackDown of the week. SmackDown of the week! Then she steals his spear so she can take out this other guy. I love Caesar's expression here. He doesn't look surprised at all, more just annoyed at himself for not expecting it to turn out this way. Anyway, Xena fights until that guy is on his back and oof! And all the crowd are cheering for her to make the kill. But she just sticks the spear tip in the sand next to his head. Boo! Yeah, boo, it's rubbish. Caesar orders his men to take her back to the cell, and while they're dropping her off there, they grab the man they think is Vicinix. Psst, as a reminder, it's not Vicinix. Xena asks the real Vicinix where Gabrielle is, and he says,
He said she'd meet us at the stable.
Gabrielle watches as the men drag out the prisoner.
Citizens of Rome, the death of the barbarian Vicinix.
Dun dun dun! Crassus Crassus, of course, protests that he's not Vercinix, and just as he realizes that he doesn't have his Imperial ring, he sees something glittering up in the stands. The Axeman readies for his swing, and Gabrielle calmly walks away. Ice cold. Back on the ship, Xena finds Gabrielle lost in her thoughts.
You are the most dear thing to me in all the world. And yet instead of protecting you, I'm here because I want to be here.
I love you, Xena.
I love you too, Gabrielle.
We end on a little nod to the cinematic smash of 1998, which is a much cuter note to end the episode on than the Civil War Caesar and Pompey are about to start. This episode has some fantastic character moments. I love how Xena's just completely done with everyone in Rome, and the moral dilemma Gabby has to deal with is just really good drama. The fighting honestly felt a bit lackluster. Just 3 episodes before this one is Xena battling the Persians, and that was so epic. Xena battling in a coliseum could have been an amazing setting for the stunt team to do something big and memorable. This was just okay. 3 chakrams out of 5. Also, since I just mentioned Xena battling the Persians, please pay no attention to the fact that the Persians invaded Greece 400 years before Caesar was born.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Xena video. Go ahead and smack that like button just like Xena smacked this guard with a sword. See you next time, folks.